Okay. Hey, Red, thanks, man. You're not quite Susie, but you did pretty darn good, buddy. We'll keep
Hey,
her
any
voice.
port in the storm, mate.
Yeah. Anyway, I see we got 355 people here, 57. Welcome, everybody. Um, every day I forget what day it is. I thought today was Saturday. So much I know. Anyway, welcome, everybody. We're gonna share a business with everyone here that you've never heard of or anything like it. I mean, I can guarantee that. I've been online for 16, 17 years. There is nothing like it. And I'm so fortunate that I stumbled upon it, meeting with Red here and Peter Rogers. And yeah, it was a divine intervention, I believe, because I needed it and everybody I know needed it. So anyway, a little about myself. My name is Marty DeGarma. I'm 60 years old. I know I look like 39. Anyway, about in 2004, I was on disability and it's not a lot of money. So I said, I'll get online. I get online. I see a lot of people make money, do this, do that. And I went, I could do that. So I jumped online and didn't make any money. That first business I was in. And about 50 businesses later, I didn't make any money either. And so about 8 or 9 years, maybe 10, I was just throwing money away as fast as I could. Not on purpose, I just didn't know what I didn't know. So I found out, finally, that all the promises I was given, either from a guru or a course or a video or follow me and all that, that you need to learn skills on your own. It's not out there and people cannot duplicate what they do. So I learned what I could start marketing. I was pretty happy over that. And then about 8 years ago, I met Mr. Ellis here, Mike Ellis. And then about a year later, I met Dan Street. And between us three, we're pretty good marketers. What I couldn't do, Mike could do, and what Mike couldn't do, Dan could. And to us three, we said, hey, let's market away. So we find a business that we thought were okay, because you don't know. And we jump in both feet and do the best we could and market and build a huge team. And guess what? You find out now, you're on the other end of the spectrum. You can do what you do. You can't bring anybody with you. I don't care if you make $100, 200, 500, or 5,000. You can't duplicate what you did. Why? There's a bunch of Martys and Dans and Mikes out there that this is their first month or their first week or their first hour, and they don't have the skills that you have. And you can say, oh, I'll just show them what you're doing. You cannot. I can't show what I've learned. I thought I could, but I couldn't. I said, man, this is really bad. Now I know a little bit of what I didn't know, and you find out something else, and you're going, my gosh, is there any end to this madness? Now, if you're a guru that doesn't care about that, and you're just a numbers guy, and you can figure out how to bring in people quicker and they quit, then you're going to do okay. You will make money. Now, a lot of the gurus tell you they make residual income. That's just a lie. You'll be lucky if 1% makes a residual income or passive income where they work one time and it goes away. What a guru is, in my definition, is somebody that can shovel faster than the dirt falls back in the hole. And I'm calling people dirt, and I don't mean to, but I really mean that. They can afford 3 people to quit, 5 people to quit, 50 people to quit because they're bringing them in by the hundreds. So long as you stay ahead of the people quitting, you can make an income. That's not residual. You're working like a mule. And that's not what this was all about in my book. My book was you help as many people get what they can and you'll get what you want. And if you do it money-wise, if you look at it like, it's not just how many numbers can you get, how many people can you truly help? So about 19 months ago, after our 20,000 business or whatever it was, we realized, okay, it's not just the system and all that. We got to find something that gives people an equal playing field. And honestly, when I said that to myself and even to Mike and Dan, And I'm sure they felt the same way. I'm not sure that business is even out there. I think I'd have found it. I'm online 12 hours a day, and I've never seen it. Anyway, I go looking around. I saw Peter Rogers and then Red, but what are you guys doing? And they told me about this thing on Passive. And the bar is low now. Remember, all you want to do is make money and the people with you make money. Okay, this isn't brain surgery. So I thought, man, if they can answer these two questions, I'll be happy. So can we make money? Yes. Okay, that's great. What about people we bring with us? Yes, they can too. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So I'm ready to sign up. They could be selling goldfish for all I care at that time, right? I just want something that works. Well, anyway, so I looked at it. We talked, me, Mike, and Dan, and we decided, yeah, we're going to do it. And what happened was after we got in and we started to really see what this was about, every month got better and better and better, and it's bigger and bigger. And yes, everybody can do well on this. Mike Ellis can explain it as good as anybody in the planet. So let him explain to you the A to Z, how this works. He'll give you the fundamentals, and if that doesn't blow you away, I always tell people, go to the store, buy a shovel, and dig a hole. Jump in it because you're dead if you can't see this. But anyway, here's Mike Ellis.
Yeah, no, thanks, Marty. A great introduction. I want to welcome everybody to the webinar, and especially those new people that are here. You're going to be hearing some really extraordinary things. And we're going to be talking about ONPASSIVE. And ONPASSIVE, they are the great leveler. They level the playing field. And when we're done talking to you, you're going to understand that you're going to be able to do what the 1% of the people online that make a lot of money do every single day. And obviously, as you come into any opportunity, the first question you have is, can I make money? And with the simple concepts I'm going to share with you, concepts that ONPASSIVE does, the answer to that is, yeah, you can make money, and you can make a lot of money. And I mean a lot of money. We're talking about residual walk-away money. And once that question is answered, you actually find a way forward to take care of those financial needs that we all have and get to a place to live in financial freedom, financial independence. And really, that's where we all want to be. So as we look at ONPASSIVE, the great leveler, as I listened to Ash 20 months ago, he talked about several concepts. I'm going to talk about 4 of them today. And once you understand these 4 concepts, and they're very, very simple, they're not hard to understand. And what Ash has done is mesh these concepts together and made for us a totally 100% automated business. And basically what we do is we outsource to ONPASSIVE to do the work for us. And that's why ONPASSIVE was made, to actually bring people online and guarantee their success. And I'll get into that concept in just a second. The first concept that I listened to from Ash was really extraordinary for me. And that concept is, as you come in and participate with ONPASSIVE, it is a self-funding program. In other words, you'll go out of pocket once, you'll never have to pay again. You'll pay once, you'll never pay again. And like Marty said, we've been in a lot of different businesses over the last 12 to 15 years. We've been online for quite a while. And most of these businesses, in fact, all of them, they would bring you in, and the majority of the people, they would go out of pocket month after month after month, and these companies would literally milk you dry. And what would happen after 3 months or 6 months or 12 months is these individuals would go, I've just had enough. I can't do this anymore, and they would quit. That is not ONPASSIVE. You will go out of pocket once. You will never have to go out of pocket again. So that concept I absolutely loved. The next concept is really unique. I've never heard it online, offline. I've never heard a business ever do this before. And it's one of the reasons why ONPASSIVE is so revolutionary. And that concept is, as you come in and start your business, they are going to force you to be successful. And what that means is they are going to force you to make money. And the way they're going to do it, we're going to outsource the work to them. They're going to do the work. And by them doing the work, they're going to put money in our pocket. Really is as simple as that. Kind of. ONPASSIVE, when you look at it, there are a lot of moving parts to ONPASSIVE. But when you look at these 4 concepts, it really becomes very, very simple. And this is the genius behind Ash Mufareh. And Ash Mufareh is the CEO of ONPASSIVE. Before I get to the 3rd concept, ONPASSIVE is an AI IT company. They are artificial intelligence, and they are an IT informational technology company. They are primarily a customer-based, product-based company. We have the privilege to be able to come in and participate with them. Important to know that too. The 3rd concept was really extraordinary. Marty, Dan, and I, like I said, we've been online for quite a while, and we drive traffic. We're pretty good at it. And as we listen to Ash, what Ash is going to do for all of us is he is going to drive traffic for all of us. And traffic is a major part of anything you do, online, offline, in business. You've got to get good, qualified eyes in front of what you're doing that come in, love it, join, and pay. That's how we get paid. And the traffic of ONPASSIVE, when I saw it, it was extraordinary. And I want to give you a couple examples of what has happened with the traffic of ONPASSIVE. About 6 months ago, Ash and his team decided to turn on the traffic and see how quickly they could bring in 1 million opt-ins. And they did not put a time frame on it. And in 4 days, they brought in 1 million opt-ins, which is just absolutely unbelievable. Because we've driven traffic before, we know how extraordinary that is. Now, that was 6 months ago. Today, ONPASSIVE, with their AI technology, artificial intelligence, when you marry that with the traffic sources they have, it even gets better. And I want to give you a today example of what's happening with the traffic of ONPASSIVE. Marty, Dan, and I, we had a couple of videos that we had done, and Ash Mufareh decided he was just going to run a little traffic for us, okay, just a little traffic. And he turned on the traffic. He didn't crank it on, he just turned it on a little bit. And in the last, I think, 5 or 6 days, we've gotten 250,000 views of those 2 webinars. Now, if you know anything about videos, YouTube, most people, to get 250,000 views is a lifetime goal. It never happens. Ash Mufareh and his team of technicians in India, Bangalore and Hyderabad, they did that in 6 days. And this gives you an idea of what's happening today, because ONPASSIVE today is the real deal and is ready to launch. And in fact, it will launch this year, 2020. And as it does, we as individuals that can participate with ONPASSIVE, we get to participate with everything ONPASSIVE. And that means our bottom line. So the traffic of ONPASSIVE, not only is it real, it's extraordinary. Now, the last concept I listened to from Ash was the customer side of ONPASSIVE. And obviously, if you're going to have customers, you have to have a product. Now, Ash has built about 50 products with his tech team in India, Bangalore and Hyderabad, about 600 strong. And these products are built from the ground up, they're proprietary, and they're cutting edge. They are the best of the best. And these tools have a wide range. And I'll give you an example of the tools in ONPASSIVE. He started out with an automated marketing platform. And in this automated marketing platform are all the tools we use to market online. And Marty, Dan, and I, we've been using these for years with other companies. And as you look at these tools, they could be anywhere from a server to a domain name, to a funnel builder, to a page builder, to a communication module, to traffic. All of these tools are in the automated marketing platform. There are other tools out there, ONET, which is going to be a social media tool. There's another tool, it's a business tool, it's an HR human resource tool, it's a total business solution. Again, there are about 50 tools of ONPASSIVE, and these tools are superior. People will flock to use these tools. And that's why the customers of ONPASSIVE will be coming in the millions. You know, when you look at the customers of ONPASSIVE, they're going to be from all walks of life. They could be from K through 12. They could be from colleges. They could be small, medium, large size businesses. They could be governments. They could be really personal use. ONPASSIVE will have a tool, a product for about 4.6 billion people on this planet. And because of that, because of the superiority of the products, they will come in by the tens of millions. Not only that, but they will have no problem paying a monthly fee for these tools because they are so good. What that does for us, it makes our income a residual income. So as we think about the tools, the products of ONPASSIVE, we think about the traffic of ONPASSIVE, and then we start to think of the volume that ONPASSIVE, the volume of business that ONPASSIVE is going to be doing. It is going to be massive, and that's how we get paid, those individuals participating with ONPASSIVE. We get paid from the volume that's coming into ONPASSIVE, from the customers and those individuals that want to come in and participate with ONPASSIVE. So how do we all come in and participate with ONPASSIVE? Today there is a position. It is the founder position. It is a $97 position. And as you come into ONPASSIVE, the $97, what it pays for, it pays you to lock your position in ONPASSIVE, and it pays you to lock your position in the pay structure of ONPASSIVE. That's really, really important because we all want to get paid. This is all the $97 does. Now, as we all come into ONPASSIVE, there will be a one-time fee that I'll get to. But as a founding member, you're just locking yourself into ONPASSIVE. And there are some tangible benefits above and beyond that. Let's say you're a builder and you want to come in and actually build a team. As a founding member, you can do that between now and the launch of ONPASSIVE. And again, ONPASSIVE is going to launch this year, 2020. And you have the opportunity to build a team. But there are some other advantages to that also. ONPASSIVE, in a very, very short period of time, is going to start running traffic for all the founding members before the launch. And what they're going to do is they're going to start building all of our teams. This is what the founding position is all about. Getting a jump start, cutting time frames, and getting that point where you can take care of those financial needs that we all have. ONPASSIVE is going to start taking care of that very, very quickly. We will not get paid until the launch to the world, but ONPASSIVE is going to give us all a boost, start building our businesses. It will make a massive difference. And if you are a builder and you can build a team of 10, 15, 20, 30 people by sharing ONPASSIVE, there are some tangible benefits in cutting time frames and taking care of that bottom line. So once we're all founders in ONPASSIVE, how do we come into ONPASSIVE? As ONPASSIVE launches to the world, we will come in and we will all be customers. There will be one membership fee that we will all pay. With that membership fee, we will get all the tools of ONPASSIVE, all 50 of them. This membership fee is a one-time fee. From there, yes, it is a monthly fee, but the monthly cost after that will come from the proceeds of ONPASSIVE. You will go out of pocket once. You will never have to go out of pocket again. And then you'll go into your back office, you'll click a button, and you will become an independent reseller of the IT product. It doesn't mean you're going to recruit or sell or share. It doesn't mean any of that. ONPASSIVE, again, is 100% automated. But in order to be paid by ONPASSIVE, you have to have that title. You have to click that button. And from there, ONPASSIVE is able to pay you as you become an independent reseller of the IT product. Now, as we get back to the membership fee and us getting paid from ONPASSIVE, there are a couple things in there you need to understand. Number one, there are no qualifications. As you come in, we are outsourcing with this fee for ONPASSIVE to do the work for us. You do not have to share. You don't have to bring anybody in. You don't have to recruit. You don't have to sell. You don't have to do any of that. It is 100% automated. If you have the inclination to do that, you can, but it's not necessary. As we look at the pay structure of ONPASSIVE, ONPASSIVE will never take anything away from you. As volume lands underneath you, you will get paid for that volume. So how does the pay structure work? Ash Mufareh will not let us explain the pay structure. He does not want to give our competition a heads up. The pay structure is proprietary. It's actually patented. and he does not want us to put it out there, especially on an open forum. What I can do is tell you how we're going to get paid, to give you kind of an idea of how this money is going to be coming in. As we come in and become independent resellers of the IT product with ONPASSIVE, what Ash is going to be doing, he's going to go to the automated marketing platform. He's going to pull out one of those tools. That tool is traffic. We already know they run massive traffic. And he's going to start driving traffic for all of us. They're going to drive traffic. They're going to bring customers in, get eyes in front of your business. They're going to come in. They're going to love the products. They're going to join, and they're going to pay. These customers, as they come in, will pay a monthly fee. That's a residual income to us. This is how the majority of the volume is going to land underneath us. And I know people will say, well, you know, they're going to run a little traffic and we'll get a little volume and we'll make a little money. No, that's not how it works at all. The amount of volume that ONPASSIVE is going to be doing, and I'm going to get to that in just a second, it is massive. It will blow your mind away. And everything that ONPASSIVE does, because we are founding members of ONPASSIVE, benefits us. You know, when Ash started to build ONPASSIVE, one of his main goals was to make sure that people could come in and really take care of that financial bottom line, actually make money online. And he has done that today. It is a reality today. Now, if you are a builder and you've built a team of 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 100 people, the advantages to that is Ash is going to do the same thing for you and your team. He's going to drive traffic for you, get volume under you. He's going to drive traffic for your team, get volume underneath them. The advantage is you get paid for all of that. So the bigger the team, the more you make. Now, over time, if you don't do any of that, again, it is 100% automated. You will get there. But if you want to get there quicker, you can do a few things and you'll get there quicker. But everybody will get there. So as we look at the amount of volume that's going to be coming in for us, I want to touch on just one product to give you an idea of the amount of people that are going to be coming into ONPASSIVE. And the product I want to talk about is the webinar service. Today we're doing a webinar service on Zoom. And Zoom, they have about 200 million people that come in and do a Zoom every single day. That's a lot of volume. That's a lot of people. Zoom is one of the big dogs on the block, no doubt. There are 25 other webinar platforms online today. All of them do quite a bit of business. But as you look at the webinar service of Zoom and these other companies, and you bring in the one product of ONPASSIVE, their webinar service, and this comes from the communication module, but just the one product of the webinar service of ONPASSIVE will blow these people away. Today, Zoom is a unicorn company. They are worth billions of dollars. I believe at the end of a year's time, ONPASSIVE, because of the superiority of the webinar they have, they're going to put Zoom out of business. And I know that's a large statement, but here's what Zoom has done and these other platforms that have webinar services. They've taken old technology, wrapped it up, put a bow on it, and thrown it out there. Their timing was very, very good, and their growth has been exponential. ONPASSIVE, their Zoom product, it is new cutting-edge technology, never been done before. And as people come in and use the Zoom of ONPASSIVE, they are going to be blown away. And I believe over the course of the year, not only will Zoom perhaps be out of business, but ONPASSIVE with this one product will be a unicorn company. And that's a company that has a value of $1 billion. To give you an idea of how revolutionary that is, I only know of one company that became a unicorn company. It took them 5 years. Nobody's ever done it in 1 year, and that's with one product. Now we look at ONPASSIVE and the 50 products of ONPASSIVE, all of them just as good as the webinar service that's coming out as they launch to the world. These products are awesome, and as people come in and use them, again, cutting edge, brand new technology, cutting edge technology, they're going to come in and they're going to love it. And as they do that, They will come in and use the products because they're superior. It makes their job easier and it makes their bottom line better. They will never leave. And I'm not talking about a few 100,000 customers with one product, the webinar product. I'm talking about tens of thousands, not tens of thousands, but tens of millions of people coming in to use just that one product. And then when you add all the other products, the other 50 products, instead of becoming a unicorn company in 1 year with one product, they will be a unicorn company, and this has already happened. They will become a unicorn company day one. The day they launch, they will have a value of over $1 billion. In fact, it will be multiple billions of dollars. Because we've come in and we're participating with ONPASSIVE, we get to benefit from all of that volume, all of those products. Again, ONPASSIVE is going to be marketing all of these. You don't have to come in and manage the customers. ONPASSIVE does that. You come in, you outsource, you let ONPASSIVE do it. ONPASSIVE has taken a very, very complicated business and made it very, very simple for us with these 4 concepts: self-funding, forced to be successful, traffic, customers. And because of that, it is 100% automated. And regardless of who you are, what experience level you have, you can come in, participate with ONPASSIVE, you will make money. Keep it simple. I want to share one last thing before I turn it over to Marty. And it really is, it shows the genius behind ONPASSIVE, behind Ash Mufareh, the CEO of ONPASSIVE. And I want to talk about the customer side. I believe that 80% of the customers coming into ONPASSIVE will come in specifically for the products. They're going to come in because the products are superior. They're going to come in and they're going to love it. And this will be by the tens of millions. And these customers will come in. They're already using similar products, although none of the products online today are even close to the products of ONPASSIVE. But they'll come in, use the products, and they will have no problem paying a monthly fee. They've got a pretty good budget. They've been paying for those tools for years. They'll come in and pay a monthly fee. That bodes really, really well for us because that makes our income residual, okay? But there's another 20% of the people out there that as they come in, they're going to come in and use the tools and they're going to love them, absolutely love them. But unlike the 80% who have a really strong budget, these individuals, their budget isn't as big and they're always worried about, can I pay for this the next month? And I don't know about you, but I've been in those positions from time to time, and it's not very comfortable because you have something you want to use and you're just not sure you can pay for it. Here's what Ash has done. As they come in and pay the monthly fee for these tools, over time, the cost will go down. Over time, the cost of those tools will be zero. And over time, ONPASSIVE will pay them to use the tools. Now, I don't know about you. I've never heard of a company that has ever done this. And if you can find a company that's doing this, ONPASSIVE, you need to jump in with both feet. We will never lose a customer because of the superiority of the tool and because for those individuals that just can't quite afford it, eventually ONPASSIVE is going to be paying them to use the tools. In fact, what will happen to these individuals if they brought another company on the automated marketing platform so ONPASSIVE could drive traffic for them, I think they're going to boot the company they brought on, come into ONPASSIVE full time because they're going to find that they're making more money with ONPASSIVE than they did with anything else. ONPASSIVE was set up for you and I to make money, to build wealth online. And today, because of what Ash and his team have done, it is a reality. It was made for you and I. I would recommend that you continue to explore ONPASSIVE, but I would also recommend that you come in, pay the $97 and lock your position in ONPASSIVE. We're bringing in about 100 to 120,000 people a month. And all of those people benefit you coming in today for December, January, February. This is a really, really big deal. It is an opportunity to find a way forward, to take care of your bottom line, to live the lifestyle you want to live, take care of yourself and your family. It's really, really cool what Ash and his team has done for us. We have the opportunity, the privilege to participate with Ash Ash looks at us as partners today, and he is going to share the wealth with us big time. Marty, I'm going to turn it back over to you. Take it wherever you want.
Fantastic, Mike. Fantastic. Yeah, we got a lot of speakers here today, so I'll be brief. Mike was talking about like a company being worth $1 billion. We're throwing it around like it's a little thing, but I'm going to give you some examples. Google took 5 years to make $1 billion. Facebook took 6 years. Spotify took 8 years. Dropbox took 10 years. Netflix, everybody's got Netflix, right? 10 years. Apple, 14 years. Microsoft, 15 years. Intel, to the computer I'm running right now, 16 years. Walt Disney, 69 years. IBM, 79 years. And we're talking about a company right now that when it launches will be a unicorn billion-dollar company, probably worth a couple billion. And could you imagine in 1981 or 82, Bill Gates said, hey, how would you like to join me in a company called Microsoft, knowing what you know now? Nobody here would say no. No one. No one. Steve Jobs came to us in the mid-90s and asked the same thing. We'd jump right on it. We would jump right on it. Jeff Bezos, starting off selling books, Amazon. Selling books. To make 12, what did it come out to? Like some unbelievable number. $2 or $3 billion a month. Right? Started off selling books. This is that opportunity for everybody. You get in now, you could be a founder. I mean, it's a big, big deal. Anyway, get the facts. Nobody's going to press you like we said, but I want you to get all the facts. Anyway, where I'm going to go now is Mr. Red Redford is answering questions, and he's the senior guy here. So he can let us know what kind of questions he's got and then maybe add a little bit. Red, let us have it, man.
Okay, how you doing, everybody? Right then, I've got 4 pretty decent questions. I've had loads anyway, a lot of them for existing founders, but these are for new people, and it'll probably help answer a few of your queries, questions, and things you're probably thinking of. So the first one was, what is an opt-in? Mike mentioned an opt-in. Well, an opt-in is when you probably had emails sent to you by various companies in the past, and if you put your name and email address into that email questionnaire that you're being sent, that is called an opt-in. You are basically giving that company permission to then send you information. Okay, so you have personally opted in to the company so that they can send you information. That is what is known as an opt-in. Okay, the other question was, is this recorded, and is there going to be a link that we can use to send to other people? The answer to that is yes, there will be a link for this. It's definitely going to be in our Facebook group ONPASSIVE Nation, but it will also be posted in the company back office. So if you are a founder, it will be either in the community or on the Leadership Council, or even in the webinar section under recordings as well. It might even be there. The third question is, will I be able to buy traffic individually from ONPASSIVE? Yes, there is going to be an option to buy extra traffic. Don't forget that your monthly fee that you pay, as Mike said, we are paying ONPASSIVE to market us, and that includes the traffic. But there is also going to be an extra traffic as well, where we will pay for extra traffic. So that will be also available. And the last one is, what is the difference between tools and products? Tools and products are basically the same, but if you think along the lines of a product being a physical thing, so say for instance the webinar service that we're going to use, that is a product. There's also going to be other tools that we will use. So the VPN, for instance, will be a tool that we could use, and email funnels, for instance, will be tools that we will use. products will be like Aweber type of things. This is a product base, but they all basically they come into the same sort of category, tools and products. But there is going to be 50 odd of them in total. So that's the questions. Thank you very much for the people who asked that. For the remaining people, I've answered your questions. So for the existing founders, you should have those. I will get back round to the remaining ones that I have. As soon as I start talking, they seem to stack up very quickly for some reason. I have no idea why. But anyway, Marty, you mentioned that I've been in for a long time. The answer to that is yes, I have. Myself and Peter Rogers, we got involved with ONPASSIVE all the way back in September of 2018. So well over, just over two years and three months or so ago. And at that time, we had both come through the cryptocurrency platform, get rich quick schemes, lost money, got promised the earth, ROIs, rate of returns, and all the rest of it. And to be honest, I'd had my fill of it all, and I was actively looking for a sustainable business that I knew was going to be around for a long time. And part of my looking around was wanting to find a product-based business, because I've been involved with a couple of product-based businesses before, and they had stuck around for a long time because they were completely legal. They had products that were there for people to see and use. So I was actively looking for something. And a friend of mine said, Red, you need to have a look at this. This is right up your street. So we jumped on a webinar, and in those days, we didn't even have a name for ONPASSIVE. It was an idea from Ashmi Farad. We had 2 videos for webinars that we went to, and that's what we shared with people. And it was basically his vision of what he wanted to map out for the likes of me, you, and everyone here, the 97%, to give us a fair shot of being able to make some residual income. Now, obviously, things have moved on a lot now over the last 2 years or so as far as ONPASSIVE is concerned. But one thing I will tell you right here and now is that everything that Ash has told us that we would have has come to fruition. He said we would have a back office for our founders. It's called GoFounders, and within that back office there is lots of tools and services we use already that he has been that is developed for us, that are bespoke specifically for us individually, for us to share this opportunity with other people. There's a community section. You can send emails to people, you can contact support, all sorts of things in the back office that he promised we would have. And you know, whatever your figure is of what your individual income that you need or want to achieve, it is all achievable. And what I mean by that is, if your figure is $100 a week you want to have as a residual income, that's achievable. But if also that income figure of a weekly residual income is $10,000 a week, that is also achievable with ONPASSIVE. Whatever your limit is for whatever you want, it is available. And all it takes is for you to share this opportunity with people if you want to. If not, the company will do it all for you. And that is a beauty. You don't have to be a marketer. You don't have to be a recruiter. You can just be a housewife. You can just be a 9 till 5 guy, but you want to earn a couple of quid and a few more bucks on the side. It is a fantastic opportunity for you to do. You join, you leave it, you pay once, and the company do it all for you. And this is what I loved about it, is because I don't have to market. I don't have to convince people to come on in. You're not going to leave because you're making money individually yourselves. And all that's going to do is bring more and more people to ONPASSIVE, because the tools, products and services that ONPASSIVE have, people use them every single day now. And the difference is these are going to be better, easy to use, and above all, cheaper in one place. Anyway, Marty, over to you, and thanks for letting me speak.
Thank you, Red. Very good. Right now, I'd like to introduce Daryl Cook. Daryl Cook's been with us for a while, and he's building a team. In fact, one of the people on his team, Bob, is here too, and I like bringing people back after a while to see how they're doing, and Bob is killing it from what I understand. So, Daryl, a little about yourself, and then introduce Bob.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks, Red, for all of those questions being answered, and a great thing that you did today, trying to fill Susie's shoes with introducing and saying hello to everyone. And thank you, Sister Williams, for your signing. It's just, I don't know how she does that, but she's teaching me to slow down so she can keep up with me. But I got in a year ago, this past Saturday, November 14th, so a week ago. And I got invited by Dan Street, who was invited by Marty or Mike, I'm not sure how that goes, who was invited by Peter Rogers, and then we have Red. And then you start looking around the board here. Now we have South Africa being represented. We have Colorado. We have Massachusetts when Susie's on. We got Spain. We have so many from India and the Canary Islands, all over the European world, the Indonesia. It goes on and on and on. And that's what I want to bring out about this gentleman, my good friend Bob Pierce, that my brother-in-law Ken Parslow brought in. I just shared it with my brother-in-law. He shared it with Bob. And I think it was Red talked about the vision that Mr. Mufara had for ONPASSIVE. And then Marty is always talking about, you know, how long it takes for a startup business to get to $1 billion. And when Mike was talking about, you don't have to share this with anybody to succeed. Brilliant. But he also said there's an important element and a lot of benefits if you will share it. If you're just a little bit of a heart visionary, you'll hear that with ONPASSIVE, you new folks, you're gonna hear that we are an AI artificial company with heart. And my friend, Bob Pierce, has got such heart vision that from a little community in New York State, he's going around the world. And I'd like to introduce now my business partner, Bob Pierce.
Well, thank you very much, Daryl. Thank you, everybody, Marty, Dan, Ken. I really appreciate this opportunity. I'll keep it short. My background for the first part of my life was a career in education. I was assistant superintendent of schools. I handled a lot of millions of dollars of taxpayer monies, but it was never my money, so I never got into that because it didn't thrill me to that I was handling other people's money, but I did a good job at it. And then I simultaneously became a certified financial planner because I decided I wanted to help other people learn how to handle their finances, get out of debt, lower their taxes and all that. So I simultaneously started a second career, and that morphed into another part-time career helping companies and businesses with financial consulting that I did. And I still do a little bit of that. And along the way, I got into network marketing. I had some good experiences, except like everybody else that you may have heard, I really never netted any profit on a continual basis. So I was a little disappointed with that, even though a lot of times there were good products and services. So my why for this particular business is the heart that I have for people around the world. There's a biblical phrase called that we're to take care of the least of these. And that means any place in the world. And so I got really fascinated with how I could sit in my home with a Zoom type program and have artificial intelligence hooking me to people and businesses around the world for a fraction of any kind of cost at a one-time position fee. And I got really caught up on that. And right now, I just want to tell you right now, I think I'm signing up positions, maybe 3 or 4 a week, sometimes a little more, all around the world. I've got on the continent of Africa where I did some missionary work. And that's another kind of career. I am an ordained pastor. Although I don't have a church, I have a local fellowship that meets in my home. But I have a couple of countries in Africa that have people with positions. And one of the pastors has 3 positions under him, and his nephew, who's helping him, also has 3. And that little community there will be very, very financially secure, like nothing ever seen in Africa before. There's another little country called Malawi. I just started another group there. They're all police officers in that little area, and they're caught on fire, and they're passing the word, and we're signing them up. So my heart is to see those least of these, because $100 for them is a big deal. The least of these succeed and be financially secure. And I believe that this is truly the only business that will do that kind of thing and do it easily and quickly for a lot of people. And I'm just looking forward to that. My heart has been to give ever since I was a Boy Scout, if people know what that is. And also my involvement with my churches. They taught me it's better to give than to receive. And as you give, you receive more. And that's been a principle that has worked in my life. And I won't go into details, but I have been blessed mightily by that principle. I've been wanting to do that ever since I got into business world. And this is truly the only one opportunity that I've ever seen that can put that to work and to actually bring that to fruition. It's already underway. I have other people, like I have a couple of single moms that have handicapped children, and both of them now have accounts. And one of them has actually got 4 or 5 accounts herself, and she's got a tremendously handicapped child, age 25, and it's going to help her for life and him for life. I got another one I'm starting next week probably. And then my granddaughter, she's a recent college graduate. She said, "Grandpa, I want to start making a living and have a career in music production. And could you help me either financially or guidance?" And I said, "Well, I can probably do both." In fact, she has an account. All our grandkids have accounts. All our children have accounts. So the Pierce family is going to be very able to help other people, including our own family. Well, my granddaughter, when I told her about the ONPASSIVE platform and the kind of services that will be available for her to bring traffic to her music production business, she was just on top of the world. She couldn't believe it. She thought she had to do the YouTube thing. And I said, "No, this will probably put YouTube out of business." So anyway, I'm going to end with that. I enjoy sharing this, but I want to hear the others too. Every story is unique. Everybody has a different why, although we're all in a community to help, I believe, one another. Most of us really enjoy that community feeling around the world, 220 countries. And one last thing, my first wife, who passed away, had missionaries in China. And she and I envisioned one day going to different countries and helping them both financially and spiritually. And this is the answer to that. I'm actually doing it, and I do it with her in mind when I do things. So I pass that on to you. Thank you for the opportunity to speak, and you all have a good day.
Wow.
Well, thanks a lot, Bob. And I told you, Marty,
Yeah.
this guy's got a heart vision. And I just wanted to say thanks a lot for allowing us to introduce him to the world. And I'm sure that Marina is in South Africa. Bob, if you need help, we've got a source there. There's so many folks there and around the world. I mean, you just go in the back office, folks. When you get in, you're going to see the leaders. There are leaders around the globe, and all those leaders got there because of the leaders like the gentleman you just heard.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm glad I don't have to follow you, Bob. Anyway, very good. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
I'll have you back too. I'm pretty sure of that. Another person I have here is Marina. She's with us every week. I met her a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago now. Time flies when you're having fun. She's a powerhouse, knows everything about ONPASSIVE, no doubt. She had introduced me to this gentleman, Charles. I don't know how long ago because I forget time. So I'm going to introduce Marina. Marina, you can say a little bit about what you like about ONPASSIVE, and then introduce Charles, because I wanted to come back to people that were with us a couple of months ago and see how they're doing.
Sure. Thank you, Marty. As I always say, hello, Africa, hello, world. Always so excited to be here. There's a great, we're over 620 guests on this webinar tonight. Really, really exciting. Bob, I had to actually, I thought, Malawi, what is that? When I realized in South Africa, we call it Malawi. I thought it was a new country I hadn't heard of. But anyway, I know Malawi very well. And it's really awesome to see what you're doing. You know, that's exactly where my heart is with the different countries in Africa, including South Africa. You know, there's a lot of people that are really struggling. And we're going to be able to really help them, you know, become a founder. I know Mark said one time out of pocket, but I just wanted to add to that. It's one time out of pocket now to become a founder. And then when we launch, we pay one time again. So it's 2 times that we'll pay out of pocket, but that's it. I just, to clarify that, I'm not sure if I maybe missed it. But yes, that's it. It's basically set and forget. Whether you've got a team or not, you will succeed in ONPASSIVE. Those that have a team will succeed a bit quicker, but everyone who joins, if you're in, as our CEO says, you will win. And I just cannot wait to get to that situation where I'm able to help Paulo and the orphans in Uganda. But, you know, there's also those just right here, my neighbors, you know, that are really struggling, the elderly, to feed the homeless and give shelter to them, and to give schooling and education and medication, doctors and dentists, and that to those who can't afford it. I mean, Dr. Bill Williams knows full well what it costs to get your teeth fixed and what have you. And there's so many people with just gum smiles because they can't get the medication or the dentistry that they need. But also just those children that have been abandoned or have just lost their families due to whatever. I know HIV is huge in Africa. It's not, most people have got it under control now, but there were kids born into those families that just have no one. And the people that are left to take care of them really, really can't afford to look after themselves, never mind anyone else. So, you know, the why that you would want to help anyone, everyone has got a different why. And it just, you know, every time we listen to a different guest that comes on, you know, it sort of stretches my imagination even more. And I was telling my group and team about the Kindness Diaries. It was on Netflix. And, you know, I thought I'm going to take a break from ONPASSIVE because, you know, just go. And I thought, let me just calm down and watch a bit of Netflix and just have a chilled weekend. That didn't happen because while I was watching the Kindness Diaries that my boyfriend John said, hey, we should watch this. He was told by a friend to watch this. All I could think about is this is exactly what ONPASSIVE wants to do. This guy goes around and he picks a destination. This particular case, he went from Atlanta to Argentina, and he drove through in a Beetle, a 1976 Beetle or something. And he wasn't allowed to ask anyone for money. He wasn't allowed to accept money. He never had money with him. He couldn't ask for pay for food, for petrol, or for shelter or accommodation. And he had to do this trip, just him and his camera crew, on kindness from other people. And it was just amazing to see that he made it all the way through sunshine, rain, and snow to what they call the end of the world in this place in, I think it was Argentina. I'm really terrible with geography. And it was amazing the people that he came across, and those that really helped and gave of themselves were those that really didn't have much at all, you know. And I just, my heart just went out to these people, and I just wanted to like get their names and like, I want to help you, I want to come back and help you, you know. But that there are people like that everywhere. And this guy doesn't just, you know, use these people. It's just he shows how generous people can be, and just from being kind to others, how, you know, it just gives you so much joy. And then he selects out of the few people that he's met in a certain trip to reward them and give back. And, you know, it's amazing what he's done for some of them. There was missionaries that were in this country, and he was just so grateful to them. I'm just giving this as an example. And he said, you know, if you could have anything, if I could give you whatever you wanted, what would you want? And they said, oh no, we've got everything we need. We would give it to someone else. And he said, well, who is this person and what would you give them? And they, you know, as missionaries said, this man, because he has got a 1-bedroom house that he built with his own hands, but he's got such a big family and they all live there. And when guests come or people that are on the street, and he brings them in, he feeds them and he gives them a place to sleep. And that just broke my heart as well. And this guy was sitting there with tears in his eyes, and he said, well, I'm going to build you a house for you. And he built them a 4 or 5, you know, story home, or not story, bedroom home with a proper kitchen and what have you. And you cannot believe how grateful this family was. That's just one example that Leon is doing. And there was just so many, and I can't go into it, but that's exactly what we're going to be able to do. We're going to be able to go out into the world and just spot someone and say, you know, there'll be a calling for you to help that person. Right now, when people, you know, beg on the side of the street, whatever, we've gotten into such a habit of just winding our window up or saying, not interested, go away. And I feel terrible because it becomes like second nature. We're just telling these people to go away like flies, you know. Yet they're human, and each person has got a story, and they weren't born there on the streets, you know, circumstances. And that could have happened to any of us, especially through COVID. So many people have lost their jobs, many have lost their lives, but their world has been turned upside down and they don't know how to come back from that. Now, those are the people that, you know, if we could get together and just help one of those families get off the street and, you know, live a prosperous life, don't you think that they are going to just be so grateful and help that community and, you know, be in a position where they can help? So that is where my heart is. And, you know, even though I personally can't help everyone financially, but I will definitely, I encourage people to do that. And there's been so many wonderful founders who have actually sponsored positions in to people that, you know, I've met, or, you know, and they just couldn't afford it. And they're so grateful, you know. AI with heart, as Daryl said, it definitely is, because our CEO has got this heart of gold that just wants to help everyone. But he said he cannot do it on his own. He needs us as founders to go out and do that. And not everyone is going to give, you know, of their time. People are different. But the majority, I would say, is definitely not going to just keep the money for themselves. They're going to help themselves first. Charity starts at home, then their families, then their friends, and then you can go out and help your communities. So I do encourage you, if you've got a vision, a dream, a goal that you're wanting to help anyone, or whatever the case is, you know, even if it's just for yourself, ONPASSIVE is definitely your answer. And I say it is definitely a God sent. It's an answer to so many prayers. And we are already at the end of November, and by end of December 2020, we will be launched to the public. So now is a very, very good time to start. So I'm going to shush again. I get carried away. I get very excited. I need about 3 weeks to talk to you guys. But Charles Asong, a good friend of mine that I've met through this business, great leader. He's really, really is a businessman. From the IT field as well, but I'll let him tell his story. And he's just really, I just love the way he, you know, he's given so much of his time, at least 4 times a week. He has webinars like this, especially for the African community. Even though he stays in the USA, he originally comes from the Cameroons, and he's got a heart for the African people. And yeah, Charles, if you can come and join us and say hello to everyone, we're all looking forward to hearing you. Thank you from me. Is he awake?
Charles, can you hear us? He was his screen popped off and on a couple times. I don't
It's
know.
so strange. He's just messaging me now and said, I didn't I'm not sure what you mean. I wasn't there. Very strange. Somebody has joined Charles's webinar link, and it's not him. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Well,
Okay, that's strange.
Charles, imitation Charles, we're not going to talk to you
Yes.
tonight. Yeah.
Don't know
All
who
right.
that is.
Anyway, so Charles isn't going to be here. Let me remove. Anyway, thanks everybody for being here. It's about an hour. I want to thank all the guests that were here. Daryl, Bob, great job, Bob. I'm glad you're doing what you do. And Daryl, I see you all the time. Dan, is there anything you wanted to say before I shut down? I don't want to just walk away from you. That's ignorant.
No, I mean, no, I think that the message is pretty clear here. Mike did a great presentation, and Daryl and Bob, oh my gosh, and Marina, as usual. But I just think that the message is clear that you've got something in front of you that it's a chance of a lifetime. It's a chance of a lifetime to get involved with AI technology and become a founder. And for $97, we're all in it to win it, and we've developed a belief system in this company. Some of us have been in it for 18, 19 months, and we see the progression of the company and how it's just moving forward like at light speed. And all the founders, and they're growing, and it's just an amazing company, and no pre-qualifications. You don't have to be a guru. You don't have to recruit. All of this fun stuff, all this stuff that you hated in previous businesses is here for you in this company, and it's just an opportunity of a lifetime. So please come join us. That's all I have. Thanks, Marty.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Again, thanks everybody. This will be recorded. I'll post it in the back office. It'll also be on YouTube, and I'll post it in on Passive Nation as I always do. So anyway, thank you everybody. Get the
I
facts.
just want to say happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Yeah, and make sure you get back to the person that's sharing this with you if you're interested in more info. Oh yeah, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody in the U.S.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah. All right. Bye.